Okay, so I wanted you guys to fit a line through some data, right?
Yes.
So, I'm assuming you wrote down equations, right?
Yes, we did. Well, I mean, I just matrixed it up.
Okay, yeah, so you can just straight matrix it up. If you straight matrix it up, I'm expecting to get a how big matrix?
Two 4 by 2.
I gave something away.
4 by 2. 4 by 2.
Right, I'm expecting there to be, each point is going to generate an equation, right? And I'm expecting to fit a line, which is a 2 parameter object, right? So I'm expecting to have BM be my kind of line stuff. And then, what's my first column?
1.
Yeah, all ones, that's the x to the 0 column. Okay, my next column is going to be
0, 0, 1, 3. Yeah.
x to the first powers, so 2, 3, 2, 0.
What? That's
Oh, those are
Y's.
Y's.
Y. Yeah.
God, don't do that. Use the x's, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay, so the x's are 0, 0, 1, 3. Thank God. That was scary. I really appreciate that you guys jumped on me so quickly about that. Alright, where do the 2, 3, 2, 0 go?
Those are Y's.
Those are, yeah, so distinguish between the parameter b and the vector b.
Right. Hat, I guess.
No, I'm gonna call it, I'm gonna go ahead and call this b. If you look in the book, they probably call them c and d or something. It doesn't particularly matter. I'm gonna just say there's a number b, that's my intercept. There's a vector b, that's this vector. So I've got 2, 3, 2, 0. And that's my y's. Everybody with me? Okay. Now, how did you go about calculating, what is this guy?
That's x hat.
Yeah, no-ish, kinda. So right now this is set up as ax equals b, right?
Yeah, not A.
But I can't solve this one,
So we project.
right? Because this thing's not in the column space of these two. So I'm going to cross out the question I was asked, which is ax equals b, and be like, nope, not going to happen. I'm instead going to ask this better question, which is ax hat equals b parallel. You guys see that? So I reject your question because it's not solvable, and substitute this one that I actually can't answer.
Like the homogeneous.
Yeah, this actually feels a lot like differential equations because it kind of is a lot like differential equations. Like, reject the question that you can't solve, solve the one you can solve, hopefully that'll help. In this case, I'll just be done with this, right? So, where do I get my x hat?
You do the A transpose A inverse.
Good, so I need A transpose A. I need to take its inverse.
And then A transpose B.
Then I need to do that to A transpose of my vector B.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Cool. So, did you guys get results for this?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got 31 over 12. And negative 5, 6.
That's the way it is. Good
Okay.
job.
Cool. How did you get that?
Uh,
What adventure did you
A
go
lot
through?
of calculators.
Well, what I did,
Yeah, jam in the calculator. You can fiddle this thing around by hand if you want, but linear regression is a job for a calculator. Don't do this by hand, it's a waste of your life.
Is it recording right now, or?
I think so.
Okay, well, I know, you should say
Yeah.
like cool fraction things.
Oh, yeah. So, there is under the math button on your calculator, one of these guys. This is the first option under the math button. So if you punch in your whole calculation and then add this to the end, it'll spit these out as fractions so you don't have to deal with whatever.
yeah.
Should be noted that this is on the TI series of calculators. If you don't have a TI series of calculator, use Wolfram Alpha for these. It's going to suck to input the matrices. Maybe Symbolab instead. Use some graphing utility or some internet. Use a little bit of lightning trapped in some silicon to figure this out. Okay? Don't do this much. The useful cases, by the way, you're not going to be setting a line through 4 points. You're going to be setting a line through 400 points. right? And then you're definitely not going to set this up in equations, right? You're just going to go matrix made out of x's or out of ones and x's, vector made out of y's, apply formula. Okay, I got this. What else was interesting?
B parallel. Or
Well,
so
so tell me how to what do you interpret x hat here as?
So
What does that tell you?
the top one is the intercept.
Okay, because I set it up as a column of ones and then a column of x's, the first thing is the intercept. You guys see that? It does matter how you set it up. If you had flipped these, they would be in the other order. So I'm going to encourage you to set them up this way. X to the zeros in the first column, x to the ones in the second, so on. Okay, so the first one's the intercept, so that means my line is y equals 31/12 plus -5/6 x. Okay, and then I might plot some points just to check that this thing makes sense. Use the computer to do this. Don't do this by hand unless you're teaching a very small group. So I've got my 4 points. They are over 0 up 2, over 0 up 3, over 1 up 2, and over 3 up 0. Like so. You guys believe that I should be getting a negative slope out of this?
I think so, yeah.
Seems like it's probably pretty close to -1. And it seems like it goes through something a bit less than 3. You guys see that? Like, if I was drawing this kind of line of best fit approximating this in my head, I'd be doing something like that. That's what you guys all see about in your head.
2.58.
What?
Is 31 over 12?
Oh, yeah. 31 over 12 is almost 3. It's 5/12 short. 5/12 short. Almost a half unit short. And -5/6 is pretty much -1. Cool? Cool. That seems like this worked. Rad. I expected it to. How far off am I?
B perpendicular.
Yeah, we could calculate our error, right, by taking the B perpendicular vector.
Magnitude. Or no. Magnitude of the other one. Oh wait. No wait. B perpendicular. Never mind.
Yeah, so the kind of absolute issue of my error, right, is how long is that B perpendicular vector, right? That's how far was I from being able to solve this thing as it stood, right? And I've minimized that. Again, I've minimized the square distance, so we've got least squares. That's cool.
Yes.
Questions?